up on today's episode of the AMA Drone Report. A senator introduces a bill which could take regulatory authority away from the FAA. Accused drone users are freed from an Iranian prison. And details about the DJI Mavic Mini are found in an FCC filing. Welcome to Airborne's AMA Drone Report, a weekly news program covering the recreational drone world, in partnership with the Academy of Model Aeronautics, one of the oldest and most respected aviation organizations in the world, with more than 200,000 members and 2,400 clubs across the country. I'm Sophie Herlock. On Wednesday, Utah Senator Mike Lee introduced the Drone Integration and Zoning Act, which would transfer authority over low-flying drones from the FAA to states, cities, and Native American tribes. The bill would create a framework for drones flying up to 200 feet, where local authorities and property owners could decide what the drones do in the airspace. The issue is this could lead to many new rules enacted by legal bodies who have little to no aviation expertise, and with drones being used for a variety of beneficial purposes, such as medication delivery, search and rescue, and aiding first responders after a disaster. The excessive regulations could put an end to what the industry hopes to do in the future. The FAA has previously warned against local governments creating their own restrictions, saying it could lead to a patchwork quilt of differing restrictions, severely limiting the flexibility of the FAA to control the airspace, flight patterns, ensure safety, and an efficient air traffic flow. The Drone Integration and Zoning Act is similar to the 2017 Drone Federalism Act, also sponsored by Lee, which never left its committee. We will keep you updated as this legislation works its way through the system. Now it's time for our Drone Minute, where we'll be taking a quick look at news making rounds with the small UAS and hobby drone communities. Ford Motor Company has been granted a patent for a drone to be stored and deployed in the trunk of its cars. The patent is for a quadcopter-type drone that would be deployed by a vehicle's onboard computer in the event of an emergency. For example, if the vehicle runs out of gas or is involved in an accident, the drone would hover above the car and shine a spotlight to alert other drivers to the disabled vehicle. UK-based air traffic control company NATS is offering drone training for hobby flyers. The animated course presents an overview of current UK flight safety rules and regulations governing drone use and features a series of interactive quiz questions based on key elements of responsible drone operations. A lost 6-year-old boy was found thanks to the help of a drone with thermal imaging capability, which spotted him and his dog in a cornfield not far from his house. The boy had been missing for nearly 10 hours after he had gotten lost playing in an unfamiliar part of the neighborhood. The boy was found in perfect health besides being a little cold. A UK department store has decided to stop selling drones due to concerns over possible illegal use. The store is citing the recent disruptions at Gatwick Airport as the main reason they decided to pull drones off the shelves. Now back to the rest of the news. 2 Australians who had been imprisoned in Iran since July have been freed in what appears to be a prisoner swap. Firkin and Jolie King, both from Perth, Australia, have been traveling from their home country to the UK and posting a video blog along the way. One of the tools they used for their vlog was a drone, which they were accused of illegally flying near a military base as they traveled across Iran. While the Australian government would not acknowledge there was an exchange of prisoners with Iran, the release of Firkin and King came at nearly the same time as the release of an Iranian doctoral student who had been held in a Brisbane jail and for whom the U.S. had sought extradition on suspicion of sanctions violations. The negotiations for the release of Firkin and King were very sensitive, according to Australia's Foreign Affairs Minister. Both were said to be healthy and in good spirits, but requested privacy following their release. The FCC posted information about an application for a new DJI drone being called the DJI Mavic Mini. Rumors about the small drone first surfaced in August, when DJI filed for a patent in China. The Mavic Mini will reportedly have folding propellers like larger Mavic models, while weighing just under 9 ounces, meaning it would not require registration with the FAA. The Mavic Mini could also have a 12-megapixel sensor camera capable of capturing 4K video. There's no information about battery life, but several outlets believe it would be in the same category as the Spark, with about 18 minutes of flight time. The tiny drone is rumored to retail at around $399, and industry watchers believe a formal announcement from DJI is coming soon, perhaps hitting stores by Christmas. And that's it for this week's Drone Report. Don't forget to subscribe and to check us out on Facebook and on Twitter. There will be no drone report next week, as we here at Aero-News will be covering the NBAA Business Aviation Convention and Exhibition in Las Vegas. We'll be dedicating all of next week's coverage to business aviation news, as well as any exciting information on the future of unmanned aircraft. Until we return, you can always find more information on the exciting hobby drone world at modelaircraft.org. Have a wonderful rest of your day.